Hello, my name is Gary, and I was raised in the western United States, so I'm a native English speaker. I hope that you will enjoy this YouTube channel. Thank you for joining us.
IELTS writing samples. The process below shows how drinking water is made using solar power. The process highlights how solar energy is used in producing drinking water. The process of producing drinkable water involves 5 main stages. It starts with the collection of energy from sunlight and ends with the extraction of the water for use. The process begins with the first stage, where solar energy is harvested by a solar panel and converted into electricity. This electricity is then used to operate the second stage, where an electric pump pushes natural water up a pipe. After the water is pumped up, it is channeled through a pipe to a filter. This filter's role is to cleanse the natural water, rendering it suitable for drinking. Following the purification stage is the storage phase, where the purified water is stored in a tank situated atop a wooden platform. From this reservoir, clean water can be accessed for various uses such as drinking or cooking, thus completing the process.
The process showcases the production of drinking water using solar energy. The process of producing drinkable water consists of 5 main stages. It commences with the collection of solar energy and concludes with the extraction of the water for consumption. The process starts with the first stage, where solar energy is collected using a solar panel and converted into electricity. Then, in the second stage, an electric pump is employed to push natural water up a pipe. Once the water is pumped up, it travels through a pipe connected to a filter. This filter serves the critical function of purifying the natural water, making it safe for consumption. Subsequently, in the storage stage, the purified water is stored in a tank positioned on a wooden platform. From this reservoir, clean water can be drawn for diverse purposes, like drinking or cooking, ultimately marking the end of the process.
The chart below shows changes in the number of international students in Australia in 2019 and 2020. Summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparisons where relevant. The bar chart depicts the count of international students in Australia for the years 2019 and 2020. Overall, the majority of international students came from China, while those from Vietnam, Brazil, Malaysia were in the minority. Additionally, there was a substantial increase in the number of students applying from India and Nepal, contrasting with the noticeable decline in China's student count in 2020. In 2019, the enrollment from China surpassed that from all other listed countries, with 182,325 students registered. India and Nepal followed with 92,024 and 46,382 students respectively. However, in the subsequent year, the number of students applying from China decreased to only 167,568, while India and Nepal experienced a noticeable increase to 108,049 and 50,252 students respectively. Contrastingly, Vietnam, Brazil, and Malaysia contributed only modest numbers of students, starting at around 22,000 in 2019. In 2020, Vietnam's student count experienced a moderate increase to 23,268, while the figures for Brazil and Malaysia declined to 21,086 and 19,584, respectively. The bar chart provides an overview of the number of international students studying in Australia during the years 2019 and 2020. Overall, China accounted for the largest proportion of international students in Australia, while Vietnam, Brazil, and Malaysia contributed relatively fewer students. Moreover, there was a notable rise in student numbers from India and Nepal, in contrast to a decrease in China's student count in 2020. In 2019, China saw the highest number of students studying in Australia, with 182,325 registered, followed by India with 92,024 students, and Nepal with 46,382 students. However, in the following year, the number of students from China decreased to 167,568, while India and Nepal saw increases to 108,049 and 50,252 students, respectively. On the other hand, there were relatively few students from Vietnam, Brazil, and Malaysia, with figures hovering around 22,000 in 2019. In 2020, Vietnam saw a modest increase in student count to 23,268, while figures for Brazil and Malaysia decreased to 21,086 and 19,584, respectively.